I want to ask you a question. How much does your car cost per month? Take a moment. Think of the number. Most people say their car payment. Maybe they add insurance. Maybe gas. They get to somewhere between $600 and $900 per month, and they feel like they have answered the question. They have not answered the question. They have answered about half of it. And right now, in May 2026, with gas at $4.53 per gallon, the half they are missing is bigger than ever. Today, I want to show you the full number, the real number, the number that the car industry, the dealership, the financing company, and your own psychology are all quietly conspiring to keep you from calculating. Because when you see the real number, the decision about what car to drive becomes a very different conversation, and the connection between that number and your retirement account becomes impossible to ignore. My name is Donald Cash, double chin, gold tie. Jerome, who travels exclusively on foot at $0 per mile and is frankly insufferable about it. I drive a 10-year-old car. It has 112,000 miles on it. My financial advisor drives a leased BMW. We have a different philosophy about transportation. I am going to show you whose portfolio benefits. Let me start with the data, because this is not my opinion. This is AAA. Every year, the American Automobile Association publishes a study called Your Driving Costs. They track the actual total cost of owning and operating a new vehicle across 9 vehicle categories. The most recent study covers 2025 data released in September 2025. The average annual cost of owning and operating a new vehicle in the United States, $11,577. That is $965 per month. But I want to update that number for where we actually are today, May 2026, because one component of that calculation has changed dramatically since September 2025. Fuel. Let me talk about what has happened to gas prices before I break down the 6 components, because it is the most significant financial shock hitting American drivers right now. In February 2026, the national average gas price was $2.91 per gallon, low by recent standards, headed lower according to most forecasts. Then the Iran conflict escalated. The Strait of Hormuz, through which approximately 20 million barrels of oil per day flow to global markets, was effectively closed beginning in early March. In 12 weeks, the national average gas price went from $2.96 to $4.53. That is a 53% increase in 3 months. As of the 14th of May, 2026, the national average is $4.53 per gallon, according to the EIA and AAA. California is at $6.15. The cheapest states are in the $4 range. There is nowhere in the continental United States where gas is under $4 right now. April 2026 became the 6th highest month for gas prices on record, going back to 1,992. I say this because the fuel cost calculation in the AAA study used $3.15 per gallon. That was accurate for 2025 data. It is not accurate for what you are paying at the pump today. The updated fuel cost at $4.53 per gallon for the average vehicle changes the math meaningfully, and I will show you the updated number shortly. Now, the 6 components of true vehicle cost, updated for May 2026. Component 1, depreciation. This is the single largest cost of vehicle ownership, and the most invisible one. You do not write a check for depreciation. It just happens silently as your car loses value. The AAA 2025 study found vehicles lost an average of $4,334 in value per year. A new car loses approximately 20% of its value in the first year. On a $48,000 vehicle, that is $9,600 gone in year 1. Not because anything broke, just because it is no longer new. By year 3, the average new vehicle has lost approximately 45 to 50% of its original value. Depreciation does not feel like a cost because it is not cash leaving your wallet on a specific day. But when you go to sell or trade the vehicle, it arrives all at once as a number that surprises people every time. Monthly depreciation cost, approximately $361. Component 2, finance charges. Average new car loan rate in 2026, approximately 6.7%. Average loan balance, $43,582. Average term, 68.9 months. Total interest over the life of an average new car loan, approximately $11,000 to $12,000. Monthly finance cost, approximately $160. Component 3. Insurance. Full coverage insurance on a new vehicle averaged approximately $1,845 per year in the 2025 AAA study. But insurance costs have continued rising in 2026. Industry data shows auto insurance premiums up approximately 6 to 8% year over year as claims costs and vehicle repair costs have risen. Updated estimate for May 2026, approximately $2,000 to $2,100 per year. Monthly insurance cost, approximately $170 to $175. Component 4. Fuel, updated for May 2026. This is where the current environment changes the calculation significantly. The AAA 2025 study used 13 cents per mile based on $3.15 per gallon. At $4.53 per gallon, fuel costs are approximately 44% higher than the study baseline. Updated fuel cost per mile, approximately 18.7 cents. At 15,000 miles per year, $2,805 per year. $234 per month. That is $71 per month, more than the AAA study number, just from the gas price increase since the study was published. And this is the national average. If you are in California at $6.15 per gallon, your fuel cost per mile is approximately 25 cents. At 15,000 miles, $3,750 per year, $313 per month. Component 5. Maintenance, repair, and tires. AAA average, approximately $1,362 per year. This is for a relatively new vehicle under warranty. As the vehicle ages, this number rises significantly. Monthly maintenance cost, approximately $114. Component 6. License, registration, and taxes. Approximately $735 per year, $61 per month. Varies significantly by state. Now, let me add these up. Updated for May 2026 fuel prices. Depreciation, $361 per month. Finance charges, $160 per month. Insurance, $172 per month. Fuel at current prices, $234 per month. Maintenance, repair, tires, $114 per month. Registration and taxes, $61 per month. Total, $1,102 per month, $13,224 per year. Not the car payment, not what you tell people your car costs, the actual cost at current prices, including what you are paying at the pump today. That number is higher than most people think by $400 to $500 per month. Now, let me show you how this breaks down by vehicle type, because this is where the numbers become actionable. Small sedan, the Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, the Mazda 3, AAA base cost per mile, 55.87 cents. Updated for current fuel prices, approximately 61 cents per mile. At 15,000 miles per year, $9,150 per year. $763 per month. Medium SUV, the Honda CR-V, the Toyota RAV4. AAA base cost per mile, approximately 78 cents. Updated for May 2026 fuel, approximately 84 cents per mile. At 15,000 miles, $12,600 per year, $1,050 per month. Pickup truck, the Ford F-150, the Chevrolet Silverado. AAA base cost per mile, approximately 97 cents. Updated for May 2026 fuel on a less efficient truck, approximately $1.07 per mile. At 15,000 miles, $16,050 per year, $1,338 per month. Large SUV or luxury sedan. Updated cost per mile, approximately $1.20 to $1.30. At 15,000 miles, $18,000 to $19,500 per year, $1,500 to $1,625 per month. The difference between a small sedan and a pickup truck right now, approximately $6,900 per year, $575 per month. And here is the retirement connection. $575 per month invested in a dividend ETF, returning 8% annually for 15 years, approximately $198,000, nearly $200,000. That is the retirement account impact of the vehicle choice difference between a sedan and a truck in May 2026. Not hypothetical, not long-term projections with soft assumptions. Current cost data, current fuel prices, current investment return expectations. $200,000. Sitting in a choice most people make, based on how the truck looks in the driveway, let me now give you the cost per mile calculation, because thinking in per mile terms changes everything. At the updated May 2026 figures for a mid-size vehicle, you are paying approximately 84 cents per mile, all in depreciation, finance, insurance, fuel, maintenance, registration, your commute to work, 14 miles each way, 28 miles round trip. 28 miles times 84 cents, $23.52 per day. $117.60 per week. $6,115 per year to commute. And that was before the Iran conflict pushed gas to $4.50. A year ago at lower fuel prices, the same commute in the same vehicle was approximately $5,600 per year. The difference, $515 per year just from the fuel price increase. Does your commute feel different now? This is why where you live, where you work, and what you drive are not independent decisions. They are a system. And understanding the true cost per mile of your vehicle is how you make decisions about that system with real information. Now, the comparison that connects to this channel's core message. I said, my financial advisor drives a leased BMW and I drive a 10-year-old paid-off car. Let me run the current real numbers on both. My car, 10 years old, Honda, paid off, 112,000 miles. Monthly payment, 0. Insurance, approximately $110 per month. Liability and comprehensive on a vehicle of this age and value. Fuel at current prices, approximately $165 per month. I drive approximately 12,000 miles per year. Maintenance and repairs. I budget approximately $200 per month as a reserve for a reliable Japanese vehicle at this mileage. Some months 0, some months the bill arrives. 200 is realistic, averaged over the year. Registration, approximately $45 per month, averaged annually. Total true monthly cost, $520 per month. No depreciation, because the vehicle is already fully depreciated. What it loses from this point is minimal. My financial advisor's BMW, current model, leased, 3 Series equivalent. Lease payment, approximately $750 per month. Insurance on a luxury vehicle, approximately $235 per month. Insurance on premium vehicles has risen faster than the overall market in 2026. Fuel at current prices, approximately $165 per month. Similar mileage to me. Maintenance, covered under warranty. The lease includes a maintenance package at approximately $65 per month, averaged in. Registration and taxes on a newer premium vehicle, approximately $75 per month. Total, approximately $1,290 per month. Monthly difference between our vehicles, $770. Over 15 years, at 8%, approximately $265,000. My financial advisor has significantly more car than I do. I have significantly more money than his car costs working for me in investments. He is not wrong for his situation. He earns significantly more than I do. The car serves a legitimate professional purpose. He has made an informed choice. The point is not that he is making a mistake. The point is, most people make this choice without ever running the calculation. Without knowing that a $770 monthly difference compounds to $265,000 over 15 years. Know the number. The choice is still yours. Now, the strategy for minimizing vehicle cost without making yourself miserable. Strategy 1. Buy used, specifically 2 to 4 years old, under 50,000 miles. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru. The first owner absorbed 20 to 45% of the depreciation. You buy at the post-depreciation price. The reliability record is documented. This is particularly important right now. Used car prices dropped 3.2% year over year through March 2026, according to BLS data. The used market is softer. There are deals available on 2 to 4-year-old vehicles that were not available 18 months ago. Strategy 2. Drive it longer than feels comfortable. The average American keeps a car approximately 8 years. The vehicles that generate the lowest true lifetime cost per mile are kept 12 to 15 years. After the loan is paid off, your monthly cost drops dramatically. Insurance, fuel, maintenance, no payment, no finance charges. Jerome rides for free. I have taken notes from Jerome. Strategy 3. Calculate the real cost per mile before your next purchase. Go to the AAA Vehicle Cost Estimator at AAA.com. Enter the specific vehicle you are considering. They calculate your true cost per mile based on that vehicle's depreciation, insurance averages, fuel economy, and maintenance history. Do this before you sit in the dealership, not during, before. Because once you are in the showroom and someone has put you in the driver's seat of something that smells like new leather, your brain is not running cost per mile calculations. Your brain is already in your driveway. Do the math before you go. Strategy 4. Factor in the fuel crisis when choosing your next vehicle. This is the May 2026 specific addition to the standard advice. At $4.53 per gallon nationally and heading into summer driving season, the fuel efficiency of your vehicle has a bigger impact on your monthly budget than it did 12 months ago. The difference between a vehicle getting 22 miles per gallon and one getting 32 miles per gallon at $4.50 per gallon and 15,000 miles per year is approximately $945 per year, $79 per month. That gap was $58 per month when gas was $3.15. Fuel efficiency matters more now than it did a year ago. Hybrid and plug-in hybrid vehicles that were marginal financial decisions at $3 gas become more compelling at $4.50. Strategy 5. Match the vehicle to the actual use, not the aspiration. If you genuinely haul materials for work, the truck justifies its cost. If you drive 8,000 miles per year on weekends and occasional errands, the $55,000 SUV is an expensive hobby. The vehicle that matches your actual use at the lowest reliable cost per mile is the financially optimal vehicle, regardless of what it looks like. One more thing. The objection, I know, is forming. Donald, cars are not just transportation. They are safety, comfort, how you show up in the world. I completely agree. I am not saying cars have no value beyond transportation. For many people, the car they drive matters beyond function. That is real and legitimate. What I am saying is, know the full price, not the monthly payment. The full price per month, per year, per mile, for the life of the vehicle. And then decide whether that price is worth it to you relative to what that money could be doing in your investment account. The uninformed version is looking at the monthly payment, deciding you can cover it, and signing without calculating that the truck you chose over the sedan costs you nearly $200,000 in retirement wealth. Know the number. Make the choice. Own the trade-off. My car is 10 years old and completely paid off. It started this morning. Jerome approves of it. My portfolio generates $1,400 a month in passive income. At $4.53 per gallon, I am paying more to fill the tank than I did a year ago. Same as everyone. But I am not also paying $700 per month in lease payment on top of it. That difference is working somewhere else. My tie is still tight, and the portfolio is still working. Let the money do the work. Including the money you are not spending on a vehicle that is costing more per mile than you calculated. In the comments, have you calculated your true monthly car cost recently? Not just the payment, all 6 components, including what you are actually paying at the pump right now. This week, run the numbers, come back and tell me what you found. I reply to every comment. Donald Cash, out.